What up, everybody? Merry Christmas. I wanted to do a quick little random Wednesday video, and I thought, why not do a Christmas themed video since it is Christmas after all? And I thought I'd give my opinion on my top 5 Christmas movies of all time. Don't know if it will be too controversial or not. Probably. I feel like lists are always a tad controversial. But as always, I would love your top 5 Christmas movies in the comments. We're going to start with... I had a hard time actually narrowing it down to 5. You know, people talk about the controversy of, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? That's always a controversy when it comes to Christmas. But we don't have to worry about that today, because whether you think it is or not, it's not in my top 5 list. I think maybe my most controversial take is I don't have Christmas Vacation in my top 5. Chevy Chase movies just really don't do it for me. I find them pretty corny overall. You know, some people don't like Adam Sandler movies. I like Adam Sandler movies, but for me, it's Chevy Chase movies. They usually can be a little on the corny side. Starting at number 5 on my list is The Santa Claus, starring Tim Allen, in 1994 movie. Some of my list really just has to do with nostalgia, really. But I do think this is a classic Christmas film, where when I was a kid, this probably would have been my number 1 film. It was definitely my favorite as a kid, because we have the usual setup for a lot of Christmas movies, a Scrooge type character who only thinks about himself a lot, that being Tim Allen's character. But then he accidentally kills a man in a Santa suit. He takes out Santa Claus. There's no more Santa Claus, and he has to become the Santa Claus. And, you know, the hilarity 90s movie ensues. The thing about this movie, though, as much as I did like it as a kid, as an adult, you actually get to see the thing a lot of 90s movies did was have adult humor within the movie. And I think this is a good example of that. There is adult humor, despite this being a kid movie, scattered throughout the movie. Now, the next movie on my list, coming in at number 4 of my own personal list, has to be Bad Santa, starring Billy Bob Thornton, also has Bernie Mac. As a kid, I actually hated this movie. So this was a movie that I started to like as an adult. As a kid, I didn't find it very funny. I think the Billy Bob Thornton character got on my nerves as a kid, as he was probably supposed to. I mean, he is the bad Santa. He's quite the fuck up, and going throughout the movie, though, he does, like most Christmas movies, get redemption as the movie goes on and on. It is a movie with a lot of dark humor, which I came to appreciate more as an adult. Who really makes the movie for me, though, is John Ritter and Bernie Mac. They have their scenes together are some of the funniest within the movie. And I don't know if anyone's ever seen their blooper takes out there, but there's even more lines that didn't make the movie, as they were just kind of riffing in those scenes. This was also John Ritter's last appearance in a movie, as he would pass away, I think, before the movie even came out. I've always enjoyed John Ritter as an actor, from Three's Company and all. And of course, Bernie Mac has since passed away too. But those two really do make that movie for me, although Tony Cox as the Alf is also quite funny. And Billy Bob Thornton does a good job in his role as well as Bad Santa. So this movie not on my list for nostalgia like a lot of others are, because I didn't like it as a kid, but I do find it quite funny as an adult. Number 3 is kind of nostalgia as well. A movie I saw in theaters back when it came out in 2000 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas at number 3. Jim Carrey obviously makes the movie. He embodies this role, throws himself into the role like he does in most movies that he is. I think this movie was hard for him to do at the same time because the suit he had to wear the whole time was suffocating him at times. He felt like it was torture, and yet despite all of that, he puts on an amazing performance. It's a funny movie as well. There is a lot of lines in this movie. My girlfriend could probably tell you every single line in the movie, and yeah, it's just a very funny movie. Obviously, it's based on the cartoon, which I actually don't like the cartoon very much. The classic cartoon is pretty boring to me, so the fact that they were able to turn it into a comedy is a big deal. But within the movie, they also do a good job of showing us the Grinch's childhood trauma that led to him being the Grinch that he is because of Christmas. So it's actually a well plotted out movie as well. It's not just a stupid Jim Carrey movie like some of them can be. I think it is actually a well-written movie too, and of course amazingly acted. At number 2 has to be the classic It's a Wonderful Life, a 1946 movie, but it's been a Christmas classic since I was a kid too. I mean, it's on a lot. It's probably the deepest movie on my list. The theme of this towards the end of the movie is dealing with suicide and all of that, which is crazy to think about a 40s movie dealing with an issue like that. I feel like at times, as time went on, society regressed from wanting to talk about that. Maybe not anymore over the past few decades, but to see that it was a big deal in the 40s is wild. Obviously, the story is about the main character, George, who is thinking about committing suicide because thanks to his drunk uncle, he lost money that he needed to help the rest of the neighborhood. But as we learned as the movie goes along, we get to see his life and all of the people he's helped throughout his life, and how just some of the little things you can do in the community kind of webs out into a bigger deal. All these people he's helped over time, and he was helping people that kind of got him into this predicament because of the evil banker character in the movie. And so he has his guardian angel come to him before he is about to jump off a bridge. I believe the guardian angel's name was Clarence. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. Clarence is able to show George that if he didn't exist, the town would look quite different than it does today. All the things he did in his life wouldn't have mattered, and a life without him would have actually been very, very bad for everyone. So at the end of the movie, when he comes back to reality, the community ends up helping him. They raised all the money that he needed to not go to jail. And the issue is also, I think he's going to kill himself, not just because he is being selfish, but he's actually being selfless in hoping that the life insurance of his will actually help. But it's a great theme of a movie, very deep, and definitely probably the most emotional movie in my list for sure. Everything else is like comedy and nostalgia, and The Wonderful Life is actually comedic as well, but it's definitely a deeper movie. I mean, number 1 is probably most people's number 1 these days, and that's being Home Alone. It's a movie my mom watches multiple times per Christmas season. She's probably watching it right now as I record this video, probably. Some nostalgia in this movie as well for me, I guess, as a kid. But I feel like it's just become a very beloved Christmas movie. You know, similar to Die Hard, which some people don't call a Christmas movie just because it takes place on Christmas, but it's a big old action movie. I feel like Home Alone is like in itself an action comedy movie by the end of it, when all these traps are being set for the 2 thugs in the movie who are trying to rob the house. But it's also a great build up to those final scenes when all of the things are being set up to take them out. It's obviously the movie that put Macaulay Culkin on the map, him playing Kevin McAllister, who is the kid trying to at first persuade Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern's characters from robbing the place, trying to make it seem like there are a bunch of people still in the house, even though they are sure that the family went on vacation. When they finally figure out that Kevin is home alone, that's when they try to break in, but Kevin has set up all these traps, and that's when the physical comedy hilarity ensues. I mean, honestly, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern make the movie because of the physical comedy that they really bring to the final 20 minutes of that movie. So it's a Christmas classic at this point, and it's still my favorite as well. I think nostalgia plays a big part of that, but it's a movie that has stood the test of time for the past 3 decades. I guess similar to how It's a Wonderful Life has stood the test of time for 6 decades, 7 decades at this point. So that's my list. I would like to hear everyone else's list. I don't know what other big movies are missing from this list. Maybe A Miracle on 34th Street, not my favorite. But I would like to see what you all think, what your top Christmas movies are.